already installed PHP in your computer and you set up everything and you could run hello world in PHP, just hello world, no more. And also you have to install MySql in your computer, and you have to know MySql as a language as general. So to get started, you have to know MySql, not MySql. Either you know SQL Server, Oracle, anyone, you will be okay, because you're just using MySql, using SQL as a language. So to get started, I will use Sublime, and I will open a new file, and I will save this file in the folder that for the Mac, for the PHP. So on the Mac, the PHP folder will be in the file named sites. So just make sure I go to the site. So I just name it here, and I just add echo, just printing welcome PHP. Just localhost, and I go to the username that I have it. This is my username, and I'm not going to the home. I'm going to demo.php. This is in Mac. You just adding localhost, then the username that available in the Mac, then you write the file name. I have the file name is demo.php, so if I run it, here you go. I have welcome in PHP. So let me show you how we could build a simple application using PHP. So I will divide the screen to two parts, so you see what I'm doing. It's better for you, so you could understand in more deep. So yes, here is it. This is my screen. So I don't have a lot of work. I want just to send a result. So this is my server. So this is my data will be, or my PHP file will be in the server. So when I call it, I just give it a name. I call it by name, then I run it. I get access to this file. Imagine I want this file to return a result to me as a JSON. Imagine the result that I have it is just some information, like for example, some info about string information about username and password. For just for example, username and password, I will say single quotation. Username will be, it is better used in this way. You just use one format. Then this is username. Let me say username will be Alex1AA. Then the password will be in this way. Password. Let me suppose it. Use it. Just you write in the password will be 1 2 3 4 5. This is very basic string, but this is not string. You know what this means. I'm just adding JSON having username, and this is the username, and having a password, and this is a password to object. So to print this info, to see it in the screen, I will just say echo. It's better to do not say echo. It's better to say print, because I want to print result to the screen. So now when I want to see this result here, I just run it. I will see it, but I say, hey, you have error on line number 4. Yes, because I didn't add here the semicolon. So make sure I add semicolon. Here we go. This is my result. But in some cases, some browser see this data as a string, does not see it as a JSON. So it's better to convert this result from string to JSON. So to convert from string to JSON, you just say JSON encoder, and that's okay. Just JSON encoder. Then you open the bracket and you add your value on it. So you have this value, you replace it here instead this one. So you'll say, okay, print this value for me. Now the result will be as a JSON. See, this is a JSON now. So now I have this data as a JSON, so I could work with it. So let me suppose I'm sending the username and password by GET. What does that mean? What I mean by that, I mean someone, when calling this website, he's sending his username and password. So I'm getting username as an input. So to get username from the user input in PHP, you have to write this one. If he sends it as a get, you say get, then you get the username as a tag. So imagine send it in this way, send it the username. So now I have to get username from the input. How that do? I will show you now. So now when the user sending a username in URL, I will get it in get operation. So this will be username. So instead having this username directory, so it's better to say dot, then write the username, then say dot, then add it. Just concatenate the data. So what this mean? This mean the user is sending username by URL. Mean here he just adding semicolon or question mark, then he add a key as username because as I have it as a get, then he give it username. Let me say he give the username ABC. If I run it, see this is the username ABC. So how does that work? Because when you click on any URL in the browser, that means you did get operation. So in my get operation, I just call it to make you see more. I just call it page demo and I send username equal ABC. So when come to this file, you say, okay, this username I have at this key. You bring the value for this key. So he will get the value and I will add in this variable. So I will have it. Same thing if I do for the password. Imagine I'm doing for the password. I will say same thing. You will say add get, and for example, you're getting a password. So make sure if you get a password now, you send it in the same way when you send it here. I will show you later. So now, okay, I have a password. So instead have this number, I will do same thing. I will do concatenate with this password, then concatenate with the result. So now to send the password, I have also, I'm sending just username. I want to send the password. So I will say and password equal the value. Let me say 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, here you go. See, this is ABC as username. This is password 1, 2, 3, 4. If we change the username to Hussein, and this is the Hussein and password 1, 2, 3, 4. You could change the password to anything you would like. Let me change it to 3 zeros. So you see, this is the username and this is the password. So that is great. Now you understand how we could send data to our service and how our service could read this data and display it for us as a JSON. So now let me go more like deep and talk about database. Imagine I want to send this username and password to the database and I want to save them to the database. So I have to have a database. So I will open the terminal. I will open MySql /user, then I will go to the user root, then I will say /password. The password for my computer is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I will open MySql. First of all, I want to create database. Create database. As I told you, you have to now MySql. I say demo. I said the database will be named demo. So I say use demo because I know I need to work with the demo. So now I'm in demo. Demo should have a table. So I will say create table. I will name this table login because it have username and password. So it have user name, and this way username. Is username correct? No, user underscore name. Let me say it be var 25 and it have password. It should be var also 25. So just make sure everything is correct. And also because we are dealing with username, that's correct, and var that's correct, but I need to have some ID. It's better in the table. So an ID will be integer and should be primary key, and it's better to be auto increment. So you say auto increment. Okay, so just I'm creating table having, if you see, having 3 columns: username, password, ID. So just to make it more clear for you, just having username, user ID as a primary key, then it will be auto, and have username, password. If I click run, okay, I create this table. If I say show tables in this database, I now have one table, name it login. If I want to describe this table, if I say describe, okay, for the login, I will see this is table login, have username, password, and it have the ID, and ID is primary key, and it's auto. From login, I will not see any data, it's empty. Now I want to add data into login. So make sure you have described login so you know what you are working localhost. That means I will give it 127.0.0.1. if you want to connect to the database available on remote server, you have to give IP for base. The database that I have, if you remember, what's the database we create? We create database named demo connect, and I will give this connect some information. I will say, okay, MySql, then MySql I connect, because now we are. So I'm sending the host, I'm sending the username, and the password way. MySql I connect. So don't continue executing the code. And also I could write die, because I want to display to show the message error that we have it. So you say MySql I connection error. So you say, okay, MySql I connection error. It's that you have it in the MySql, and this is method, because this is not normal code. So yes, if there is error, please display there is error. If not, he will continue and he will be here. So if I want, what I want to do to this database, I want to insert. So make sure I have a query. So what I want to do in the database, in the here, if you want to insert information, what you will do, you say insert into the table name. So login. You say what's the field name. You have username. Say insert into username, and you say insert into password. Then you give values for everyone. You say username should be, for example, 11, or username is demo, and the password will be 1234. If you see, I'm doing single quotation, and that's how it works. So if I click run, yes, there is error. So that's the great thing you have. You could do it with the connection here. So just if you have some error, I know with my error, I just added here something error wrong. So just making sure I'm removing this one. Yes, here we go. So now if I select star, I have one record demo and username. So I would use same string that I have in the insert. I will replace it instead this part. I have the insert statement, and everything is good. That's what I'm looking for. So what I want to insert, I want to insert the username and password. So make sure I have this username password is getting before. So yes, I'm getting them from the input. So instead adding here demo, I will say, okay, concatenate this one with the username that is coming with the input, and also concatenate this one with the password that's coming from. But I'm sure you now feel happy, because you now understand why we did that work. So why we get username and password. Now we get them from the input user, and we add them to the database. Here you go. I have the SQL. I don't have any problem. I want to execute this statement on the database, just making sure if there is any error. No, there is no error. So I could continue. So I want to execute this data on the database. I will say, okay, I will get result from the database, and I will say MySql. I think there is something missing. So just make sure I have here insert the statement. Then I have concatenate the username. Then this part is concatenate. This part, yes, see, there is two of them. They make a problem. So I want to execute this code on the database. Just I will say C MySql I query. This way, just I'm executing a query on the database. So I say query. I hope I'm doing right. So what the query I want to execute it? I want to execute a query on this connection. You want to execute this query. Just really easy. Just two parameters. First parameter, I will say, okay, MySql I underscore query. So execute this query on this database. You will insert this data in the table, and that's great. If he inserted, I could do some operation. I say, okay, if there is no error, so he inserted. So that means there is no error. If there is no data, that means there is error. I could return. I could say, okay, info. Let me JS. Okay, I will say info equal some JSON. I will say, and I will send a message msg. I will say in this way, cannot insert. Just show you message as a JSON. Then if he success, so if he success in adding, so I will say else. If he success, please info he data is inserted. Data is inserted. So that's great. I'm doing data is inserted. So when I want to return I want to take this data and I will send it to the encoder, and that's great. So I just have message and I have the message. So if he success and if he fail. If I go back and try to execute same command now, see message data is inserted. So why? You know, first of all, he will check the connection. Yes, there is connection. He try to connect with the database. If there is error, he will die and return. If not, he will take the username and password that we added in the connection string. So yes, we have the username and password here in connection string. He will take this username and this password, and they will be here. Then he will create concatenate statement for insert. Then execute his statement on the database. If he success, he will display this message that we have it. If not, he will show us the message failure. So if you go to the database now, if I rerun the login again, you'll see here I have Hussein and he have this password. If I try to add more users, so if I go here back, I will say okay, I will have one other user have password 12345, and the password username will be Jenna. I say enter, I say data is added. If I click again, I have Jenna is added now. So yes, that is really amazing. You know how we could add data in the database. And yes, here you go. Now you know how you could add, insert, something you could do delete, something you could do update, something you could do other operation. So this is a basic standard how you could work with SQL. So for example, if you want to get all the data available in this table, you say just select star from the table name. So there is no, now you will not take username and password. So now you have the query. If he fail, you will show the fail message. But if he did not fail, if he success, you say okay, I will create while loop. So if there is row, I will take the row, every row, because the data, if you see this table data is as a rows, so I want to get them row by row. So I will say okay, get them by row by row. If there is a row available already, I will just MySql I will say fetch, or I'm just fetching data. So I say fetch the MySql fetch, but not only fetch, I will say MySql fetch ASSOC. So on what? On the result. I'm doing fetch on this result. So now for every row I will have the data. For every row I have the data. If I say I have the output, will be here output, and I will get this row. For every time he get, I will add it in this table. So you know, to add to the array, I will use this way. So yes, I'm getting all the data from database, and I will continue. One thing last before I done, I will say okay, MySql I just release the connection. I will say okay, free MySql I free result just free my result, which the result that I have it. This is the result. I just try to be free from the result from memory, because this result will be in the memory and I don't want to keep them in the memory. Then you have to do by the end MySql I, you have to disconnect your SQL. So you say close, you're just closing the connection, and yes, here you go, just making sure you see everything. So this to submit, make sure you add them so you will not have a problem again. There you go, you say this one expect parameter and this and 29. Yes, so this one you have to close the connection. You cannot do close for nothing. You have to give okay, I want to close this connection. If you see in the previous video, he add 2 items in 1 minute because we did not close the connection before. So make sure you add this 2 line in the end. So now when you're done, just go back, rerun it again. Here you go, data is inserted. But now let me just rerun. You see here is it, but what we say, the way data is inserted, wait, we are not wanting to print the data is inserted, we want to print this one instead. If I want to get the data, I want to add the data as info. Yes, I'm just getting the info of his success. So just go back, I have to see all the data as a JSON. So now here we go, this is JSON and how I would read it. This is the basic understanding how you could work with PHP web services and MySql. Here we're done, and thank you for watching.